comes to home canning, we recommend that you use tested recipes in order to end up with a safe product. And there are many resources that we can recommend to you that have reliable results, and they've been tested so that you can be assured that you're making a safe product at home. So I've brought along several examples. As far as universities and the USDA are concerned, the USDA has a publication called The Complete Guide to Home Canning. So this talks about pressure canning and water bath canning, goes through talking about canning vegetables, meats, tomato products, fruits, jams and jellies, and many other products. A similar publication to that is this one here called So Easy to Preserve. This is published by the University of Georgia Extension Service, and they also take care of the USDA Complete Guide to Home Canning. So what's in that publication is also in here, and they have freezing and drying instructions. Many universities, including us here at Kansas State University, we have publications that we offer at no charge to the public, and these are just three of the examples. This one is on canning peaches. This one is on canning beans, green beans, and this one is on canning tomatoes and preserving them. And they also have freezing instructions so that you have that alternative to preserve your food. Commercially, there are several resources that provide good recipes. The Ball Company has been around for over 100 years, and they have some really great resources that really have a wide variety of recipes in it. Their latest publication is this one. It's the Ball Blue Book, and it has over 500 recipes in here, and their companion book is called The Complete Book of Home Preserving, and there's 400 recipes in this book. So just in recipes alone, there's at least almost 1,000 recipes here that you can get good tested recipes so that you can make safe products at home. Now, to make the canning process even easier, Ball also has these pre-packaged mixes, such as this one, which is used to make bread and butter pickles. And all you have to do is add the cucumbers and some vinegar and some water, and you add the mix to it, and you follow their directions on the back of the package, and you can make bread and butter pickles with this. With this type of packaging, you can make only 2 quarts if you wanted to, if you only had enough cucumbers just to make 2 quarts, or you can make up to 13 quarts with this entire product. So this gives you some flexibility on depending on how much produce you have to start with. Another example is of packaged mixes is from the Mrs. Wages Company, and they have a wide variety of mixes. So I've got a few here. One is dill pickles. This is a hot salsa. Here's a pickled vegetable, and here's a pickled beets. And again, all you have to do is add the produce that's called for on the back of the package. So for example, on this one, this is pickled beets. And so you just need some beets, some horseradish, vinegar, sugar, red onions, and then the package and mix, and then follow their instructions. And that's the important thing about these packaged mixes. Follow their instructions. Do not alter any of the ingredients that are called for, because if you do, then you're going to alter the acid content of that product, and it could be unsafe in the end because you've changed the acidity, and you have probably altered the texture of how the heat goes through that jar. So you want to follow their instructions. Same thing on any of these other recipes. For example, if you're making a salsa recipe out of one of these books, you do not want to add any extra ingredients such as corn or black beans or something like that to give it a little extra color, a little extra flavor before you can those products. You're adding low acid foods to that. You've changed the makeup of that entire salsa mixture, which changes the acid content. It's going to change how the heat goes through the jar. It's better, much better, to wait and add those kinds of ingredients when you're ready to serve them. So make up a good tested recipe out of one of these resources, and then when you're ready to serve them, then you can add any of your extra ingredients to dress them up and may add some flavor to those products.
Dear Santa, this year for Christmas, I want a Nintendo Switch.
I want a new flat screen.
I want to stay connected with family and friends.
Easily stay connected to family and friends this year. Sign up for Nex-Tech Internet, TV Now, or phone service and get your first 3 months free. Visit nextech.com or a local store today.
This holiday season, it's more important than ever to support our local businesses.
They need us and they welcome our business.
Let's support our friends and neighbors who support us right here in Hayes.
Let's keep our money here in our community. Thank you for shopping local this holiday season. Keep it local. Shop Hayes.
Nex-Tech Cloud Phone goes where you go. In the office, perfect. Checking cattle, you're connected. Virtual meetings, covered. In the field, absolutely. Cloud Phone is perfect for the small business, and here's why. They're cost-effective, reliable, scalable, secure, and mobile. If you're up for freedom and saving money, now's the perfect time. Sign a qualified Cloud Phone contract and don't pay for 90 days. Call Nex-Tech and ask about Cloud Phone systems today.
At United Way, we believe in the power of one. All it takes is one organization dedicated to making a difference. We strive to fulfill that one important purpose, to build a stronger community through education, financial stability, and help. It is through these key focuses that we encourage others to advance their career, establish independence, and can offer aid in a time of need. United Way and our partners are dedicated to giving people the hope and chance they need to live a better life and be successful. But none of that would be possible without one more thing: you. All it takes is one person to create a movement of change, and united, anything is possible. So tell us, will that one person be you?
At Next Generation, we're working to keep kids local, and you can help. Your gift of any amount provides opportunities for high school and college students to experience local careers with local businesses right here at home.
Opportunities for paid internships that teach students about their local community and prepare them with hands-on job skills now, so they are ready to remain local for the future.
Like me in Plainville.
Like me in Phillipsburg.
Students like me in Waukene.
A couple other points to consider. We really recommend that you do not use any older recipes that have been in existence before 1994. At that date, the USDA did a major upgrade in their recommendations for home canning. So any recipes that are older than 1994 should not be used anymore. Recipes that have been passed down through the family, yes, they may have been successful for you, but sometime sooner or later those are probably going to catch up to you. Another point is making up your own recipes and attempting to can them by taking any processing time from a similar recipe that might be in one of these books. That can really be dangerous because you're making up a random mixture of ingredients that you don't know what the acidity is or how thick that product is going to be and how that's going to affect the heat to go through it, many other factors. The best recommendation that we can tell you for homemade recipes is to just eat them fresh or to freeze them for later use. And many of these products can be frozen. The other resources that we're concerned about you using is unverified recipes, such as recipes that are on personal blogs or on any social media websites. Those recipes could be just homemade recipes, and you really don't know if they've been thoroughly tested for safety. So it's best to avoid those and just stick to any of these recipes here, and you'll end up with a safe product.
Trust Rogers & Associates Insurance to keep your peace of mind through all the seasons in life. Whether you're cozy at home memory making with your family, on an outdoor adventure with the top down, floating on a boat, or in the middle of harvest, we can customize an insurance plan that's perfect for you. For all the seasons, we've got you covered. Call us or visit us online to learn more today.
The team at Homestead Assisted Living is a proud supporter of the Hayes community. Located just west of the Sternberg Natural History Museum, Homestead is a warm and welcoming community where residents receive compassionate care from licensed professionals. If you're curious about senior living options for yourself or a loved one, make Homestead your first call. Our kind and courteous staff would love to show you around and answer any questions you may have. Call us today to schedule a tour of Homestead or visit us online at homesteadofhayes.com.
At United Way of Ellis County, we believe education spans from cradle to career. It is through programs such as youth mentoring, parenting education, and financial literacy that we encourage the importance of education as a cornerstone for success. Access to education allows for higher earning potential and a more engaged community. The path to success begins early, and at United Way, we fight for the community's health, education, financial stability, and most importantly, you. Anyone can make a difference. Join our fight towards a better community today.
This holiday season, it's more important than ever to support our local businesses.
They need us and they welcome our business.
Let's support our friends and neighbors who support us right here in Hayes.
Let's keep our money here in our community. Thank you for shopping local this holiday season. Keep it local. Shop Hayes.
While we're running our pressure canners, now's a good time to talk about the science behind food preservation. Over here, we have set up a giant-sized pH scale. The pH of foods is one factor that is important in determining how foods are safely processed. Other factors that come into play include water activity, which is the measurement of how much moisture is available in the food. It also depends on the size of the food pieces. It can depend on how thick the product is. It can also depend on the size of the jar, how the food is packed into the jar, whether you use a hot pack or a raw pack. So there are many factors that play into this in order to determine the process time that each food or food product needs to have. So this is our pH scale for today. And a pH scale runs from 1 up to 14, which is way on the end. A pH of 7, which is right over here, is what we call a neutral food. When it comes to food preservation and through scientific research, it has been determined that the dividing line of these foods, the point on the scale, is 4.6. Anything that is below 4.6, which will be from 1 up to that point, is what we call a high acid food. These include products like lemons, any kind of pickled product. These are plums, apples, peaches, strawberries, and tomatoes run really close to the 4.6 line. This is a jar of orange jelly. This would also be a high acid food. Over here on this side of 4.6 up to 7 are some vegetables such as peppers, green beans, carrots, meat and onions, potatoes, corn, and peas. So, for high acid foods, with the science that we've learned about these different kinds of foods or food mixtures, these can be processed in a water bath canner. We only need to get the temperature up to 212 degrees, which is what a water bath canner will do. For any foods that are above 4.6, which is all of these foods, we must process them in a pressure canner, and this is our pressure canner. This gets the temperature up to 240 degrees, and this will make sure that we kill any potential botulism spores that might be in the product. Botulism is the primary bacteria that we're concerned about when it comes to canning. And these types of foods, all these vegetables and meat products, these will support the growth of botulism if they're not processed properly in a pressure canner. So by getting them up to 240 degrees, then we'll kill the botulism and we should not have any problems. To measure the pH of a food or a food mixture, we use what's called a pH meter. And this is an example of a pH meter that we would use in a laboratory setting. So this salsa is a mixture of tomatoes and peppers and onions. So our tomatoes have a pH of right around 4.6. Then we start adding peppers and onions to this, and we're making it a lower acid food because the pH number is getting higher. So that makes it more of a low acid food. So on salsa, in order to make it safe to process in a boiling water bath canner, we add either lemon juice, lime juice, or vinegar. And that will drop the number down and make it a higher acid food. So let's take the pH of our salsa mixture and we'll see what our pH meter tells us. And we basically just stick the probe into the mixture and we watch for the pH meter to stabilize, and it's telling me it is 3.96, which makes it about right here. So we have a higher acid food product now, and mainly that's because we've added the lemon juice to this particular salsa recipe. So we can safely process that in a water bath canner, and there should be no risk of any botulism occurring in that product.
Dear Santa, this year for Christmas, I want a Nintendo Switch.
I want a new flat screen.
I want to stay connected with family and friends.
Easily stay connected to family and friends this year. Sign up for Nex-Tech Internet, TV Now, or phone service and get your first 3 months free. Visit Nex-Tech.com or a local store today.
This holiday season, it's more important than ever to support our local businesses.
They need us and they welcome our business.
Let's support our friends and neighbors who support us right here in Hayes.
Let's keep our money here in our community. Thank you for shopping local this holiday season. Keep it local. Shop Hayes.
Nex-Tech Cloud Phone goes where you go. In the office, perfect. Checking cattle, you're connected. Virtual meetings, covered. In the field, absolutely. Cloud Phone is perfect for the small business, and here's why. They're cost-effective, reliable, scalable, secure, and mobile. If you're up for freedom and saving money, now's the perfect time. Sign a qualified Cloud Phone contract and don't pay for 90 days. Call Nex-Tech and ask about Cloud Phone systems today.
At United Way, we believe in the power of one. All it takes is one organization dedicated to making a difference. We strive to fulfill that one important purpose, to build a stronger community through education, financial stability, and help. It is through these key focuses that we encourage others to advance their career, establish independence, and can offer aid in a time of need. United Way and our partners are dedicated to giving people the hope and chance they need to live a better life and be successful. But none of that would be possible without one more thing: you. All it takes is one person to create a movement of change, and united, anything is possible. So tell us, will that one person be you?
At Next Generation, we're working to keep kids local, and you can help. Your gift of any amount provides opportunities for high school and college students to experience local careers with local businesses right here at home.
Opportunities for paid internships that teach students about their local community and prepare them with hands-on job skills now, so they are ready to remain local for the future.
Like me in Plainville.
Like me in Phillipsburg.
Students like me in Waukene.
When it comes to canning, the one bacteria that we're primarily concerned about is Clostridium botulinum, which causes the disease botulism. This is a very serious illness which can make you very sick or even lead to death. And that's why when it comes to processing, we want to make sure we use the proper temperatures. Botulism typically occurs in foods that are low acid foods. So any of these, like green beans, carrots, meat, any of these vegetables must be pressure canned. The thing about Clostridium botulinum is that it can produce a toxin, and once that toxin is formed and you don't know it's there, that is what can make you very, very ill. But there's nothing you can do about it at that point. Even after you've canned the product and you heat up the product, that toxin is still going to be there. So it doesn't matter if you heat up that jar of food, and even though you may have seen a sign of spoilage, no amount of heat is going to get rid of the botulism. So botulism can cause some very serious symptoms, such as paralysis, losing speech, muscle weakness. It can also cause double vision. So that's just a few of the symptoms you might see. When you look at your jars of food before you open them, look for any kind of color change, texture change that might have occurred when you open the jar. If it spurts liquid out violently, one of the first things you can look at is the lid itself. If it's bulging, then there's gas producing inside that jar. Any kind of signs. If it doesn't smell right, smell like the food that it should be, something is going wrong. One of the most important things you should not do is taste it. Even just a tiny amount of botulism can make you very, very ill.